The Coral Daily Download on Talk Sport with Coral. Your best bet for breakfast.
8:22, Steve-O joins us. Dave Stevens, morning, Steve-O.
Morning, Al. Morning, Ray.
I tell you what, it's brilliant. There's so much coming up, and I can't wait. Well, I've got to start with Bournemouth, Liverpool, live in Talk Sport. Well, can we get an upset?
Just before that, Mr. Parry was in earlier, wasn't he? Didn't leave anything for me, did he? You know, he said a little wager on Everton. They didn't leave.
Ah, you're right.
Didn't leave an envelope with you or anything, did he?
Do you know what? I think we should let the nation know. It was 250.
Well, I couldn't possibly say.
It was 250 of Everton to win the cup. You are right, Steve-O.
16-1 Everton to win the FA Cup. Obviously, they're now 18-1. But next time you see him, just get him to pass it over. Just leave it. Just leave it in your safe hands, and I'll collect it.
That is down to me. I will do that for you, right?
Now, listen, that's absolutely fine. Good luck, Everton. Obviously, they face West Ham in the first round of that. But back to tonight. So, Liverpool, Bournemouth fans, they are going to relish this, aren't they? They're flying high. I mean, look, in league table form, there's only about 12 places between them. So would it be that much of an upset? Liverpool can be backed at odds against 21-20.
Is that right?
Brendan Rodgers' side, 13-5 the draw, and the same price, 13-5. Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, as I say, flying high at the moment. They'd have seen Sheffield United cause a shock last night. And as I say, they will absolutely relish this. And we talk about it, Al, but there is so much pressure on Brendan Rodgers at the moment. He's 4-9 to be in charge of the final game of this season at Anfield. But he's 13-8 now not to be.
Do you know who I fancy tonight? I fancy Tottenham.
I fancy goals.
I fancy Spurs tonight in the other game.
Oh, what, Spurs?
Spurs,
do.
Shade of odds on 4-5. Obviously at home there at the Lane. All this takeover talk that surfaced this morning. We'll see if there's anything in that. That could be exciting times for Tottenham fans. Newcastle 7-2, 11-4 the draw. In terms of qualification, Spurs 4-9, 13-8 Newcastle. I could see Newcastle taking this extra time. Maybe I think this
Can you?
Yeah, 11-4 the draw in 90 minutes. I mean, this again, it's a Newcastle side playing with plenty of confidence at the moment. Alan Pardew, a manager under immense pressure not too long ago, a bit like Sam Allardyce at West Ham, appears to have sort of silenced the fans and a decent cup run. I mean, both these clubs, you'd have to say this is their best chance of silverware.
Oh, yeah. Chelsea, obviously favourites overall, yeah?
They are. They're now 8-11. I mean, they keep rolling on. I know Steve McLaren wasn't happy, but look, Chelsea keep rolling. 8-11 now to win it, ahead of Liverpool at 4-1. But the talk that Mourinho at the moment is dismissing is the quadruple, but punters really aren't. And if we'd have had this conversation yesterday morning, 80-1, it would have been the quadruple. Now into 66-1.
Well, when they draw at Stoke at the weekend and City win again, hello.
Well, listen, at least the Premier League title race is now, shaping up to be a contest, and unlike sort of 3-4 weeks ago when it did look as if Chelsea might run away with it. But quadruple, I mean, Ray, realistically, can any team? I mean, you'd have to say they've got the squad. Champions League, obviously, you'd have to say is going to be the toughest. But quadruple talk, is it realistic?
It's tough. I mean, you look at the FA Cup, you need the draw along the way. I mean, Champions League's not going to be easy. And it's got a lot more competitive now at the top of the table. I mean, with City closing the gap. So, look, 66-1, I'm sure there's punters out there who will put a few quid on it just for the sake of it. But yeah, I think it's very unlikely. And, what Jose Mourinho said on the box, it was like one of them situations. We're not even thinking about that, and they're not. Look, behind the closed doors, he'll want to win every single cup he's in, which is what he's done. But realistically, it's going to be very difficult.
I mean, look, they've been making history. I'd say we talked yesterday. I don't think PSG is going to be easy in the next round of the Champions League. As we say, Man City right there in the title race. So long way to go, but I'd say it's exciting talk, and it won't go away all the while. It's possible.
Back cricket, Alistair Cook, will he be captain at the World Cup? Are you doing a price on that?
I've got to say, hearing Goffey's recording yesterday with a pretty grim viewing as an England fan. I mean, look, we know Darren's quite pally with Kevin Pietersen, and there might not be any great love lost there. But Darren said, look, it's not about Cook as a man; it's about him as a captain. But I mean, we make Alistair Cook odds on to be favoured in the World Cup purely because we've had the warm up now in Sri Lanka, and in what, a little over 2 months, the World Cup starts, and Cook 2-5 to be captain in this one-day World Cup, 7-4 not to. That 7-4 might have a bit, but as I say, at this late stage, and this is where Darren Goff was saying, the selectors need to take a look at themselves, because if they were going to make the change, but particularly in the captaincy, should they have done it obviously in Sri Lanka? But in terms of the outright World Cup, Australia the hosts 5-2 favourites. England are in there at 8-1, but at the moment no great takers for that 8-1.